Let's go ahead and get the processional out. March valiant. Good luck. Don't hurt yourself. See you at the finish line.
The march.
Oh, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a couple of lost items, a pair of keys on a lanyard, and someone's phone. If you would like them, please come to the front over here on the sidewalk, and I will return them to you.
Psychologists have spent hundreds of years attempting to determine why we perceive something as beautiful. I suspect most of you find this scene on this lawn in this moment beautiful, as do I. But why? Yes, we are still asking you to engage your critical thinking skills even today. Why do we find a landscape, an experience, a person beautiful? Although the field of psychological aesthetics has been investigated for centuries, beauty remains an open question. A survey of literature suggests this is not for want of effort by those of us in the field. There are many theories. Grant Allen, author of Physiological Aesthetics, wrote about moments that induce the faintest thrill of pleasure, and so postulated that beauty is a sensory experience first and a cognitive one second. Conversely, cognitive psychologists believe that self-congruence is the most important factor in perceptions of beauty. If we recognize ourselves in an object or experience, we are more likely to deem it beautiful. And before any of that, the Pythagoreans of ancient Greece taught us about the need for order from chaos, and so root the origin of beauty in the concept of harmony in diversity. Beauty, then, is not a simple word. Still, I hope your time at Knox exemplified each of these perspectives. I hope you had thrilling experiences. I hope you found yourself. And I hope you learned to celebrate both difference and unity. Now let us reflect on the beauty of what today represents. The sacrifices and hopes of loving families. The gift of knowledge imparted by devoted faculty and staff. The achievements of those receiving honorary degrees. May their distinguished examples of excellence be the standard of emulation. The moments of unity in our diverse community. And most importantly, the transformation of you who arrived here as novices, but leave here today as scholars. Evolutionary psychologists tell us that there is beauty in symmetry, and so I will leave you with this thought, rooted in the Bible, but invoked by many a speaker before me. To whom much is given, much is expected. As you have been given this beautiful gift of education, as you have earned the degree which you will receive today, as you have been endowed with intellect, may you so be inspired and enabled to utilize those great gifts for the propagation of knowledge, of peace, of social justice, and of civil discourse. May your contributions as citizens be the legacy of having left this beautiful planet more enriched than you found it. May you feel the faintest thrill of pleasure as you walk across the stage. And may beauty be a name for this confluence of place and people and time that brings us together here in celebration. Please be seated.
Good morning. Welcome to the 173rd Knox College Commencement. I'm Richard Riddell, Knox class of 1972, and Chair of the Board of Trustees. Today, students in the class of 2018 will become Knox alumni, graduates of this college. As an alum myself, I've enjoyed carrying on a tradition while chair of the board, where at the beginning of commencement ceremonies each year, the board chair reflects back 100 years to what was happening at this place then. Thanks to Jeff Douglas and others in the Knox Library, we know what another Knox alum named Helen Ingram wrote about graduation in 1918. Graduation in 1918 stretched over 5 days. Day one was the senior chapel service. Outside the chapel was a banner with the names of 26 students who were no longer on campus. They had enlisted in the military and they were fighting in World War I. A highlight of day two was the evening debate. at which 4 senior women took positions on 2 questions, with 1 student taking the positive and 1 student the negative on each question. The questions were that government control of food prices should continue after the war, and resolved that Japan should be allowed by the Allies to send an army into Russia. The winner of the debate was Helen Garrett, who argued against continuing control of food prices after the war. On day 3, Helen Ingram, Helen was a popular name at that time, writes that she heard one of the most beautiful speeches in the history of the college. She quotes the speaker, and his words to students back then still resonate. To quote, "In the glow of your devotion, graduates, and your youth, you young men and women are going forth to the responsibilities of life in no ordinary time. Meet these responsibilities in no ordinary way. The college graduate, the Knox graduate, is often admonished that he or she is destined for leadership in the tasks of the future. This may or may not be true. For the one who goes forth selfishly and superficially ambitious, it is not true. Leadership comes to those who recognize their responsibility as well as their power, to those who, having ability, have consecrated themselves to a high and a worthy purpose." Day 4 was devoted to reunions of alumni, and day 5 brought this commencement ceremony and the awarding of the degrees. Helen Garrett, remember her? She won the debate. She's back on the program again, this time speaking on the topic, "The Spirit of France." Class of 2018, I've reached the end of your final history lesson at this college. Founded in, anyone know the date? Exactly, 1837. Now it's your turn to make history. I look forward to reading what others write about you as you make your way in the world. Welcome to Commencement 2018.
Welcome to the 173rd Commencement Proceedings of Knox College. My name is Teresa Amott, and it is my privilege and my honor to serve this fine institution as Knox's 19th president. For 173 years, families and friends of the graduates have made the journey across the windy prairies to witness the moment at which their special graduate walked across the stage to receive a degree from Knox College. And this moment has been made possible by the entire Knox community, especially our distinguished faculty and our remarkable staff. Among these many special people who have cared for you over the years, let us especially recognize the campus safety, facilities, and dining service workers who make this campus a beautiful and welcoming home every day, and especially on this magnificent commencement day. I'm especially grateful to the facilities workers who put sandbags on the lectern so that I don't actually have to hold it down. Graduates, you are joined today in celebration by your families and your friends. Please stand, turn, and express your gratitude for all they have done to make this day possible. Thank you. It is now my privilege to confer the honorary degrees upon the recipients selected by the Board of Trustees for this 173rd commencement. Knox College awarded its first honorary doctorate to Abraham Lincoln in 1860. And in a letter to Mr. Lincoln, Knox trustee Orville Browning assured him that Knox is destined to become one of the most useful colleges in the land. And in after time, it will be no discredit to you that you received your degree at her hands. And Mr. Browning's prediction came true. Knox did indeed become one of the most useful colleges in the land, and it has continued its tradition of awarding degrees to individuals of great distinction. By selecting these individuals who demonstrated merit for recognition with honorary degrees, the Board of Trustees invites them into an enduring relationship with this college, as the degrees carry the weight of the history, traditions, and values of this college. They are conferred with care and with deep respect for those whose lives and deeds we are privileged to honor. It is now time to award the honorary degrees, and I have a small change in the program. I believe Professor Oldfield will present the first candidate for an honorary degree, or I'm reading from last year's program and that's not the case. It's just going to be a suspenseful moment. So, would the Hooders please arrive? And I thought it was Tiana. I don't know why I read that. Yeah, Tiana, where are you? Yes, that was a mistake. I like to make mistakes. It's a good thing for the graduates as they move into the rest of their lives. Never be afraid of making a mistake. Sometimes you get applause for it.
President Amott, I am honored to present Mary Meg McCarthy, Executive Director of the National Immigrant Justice Center, for the degree of Doctor of Laws. When reading about Mary Meg McCarthy's professional career, phrases like tireless commitment, a model for attorneys, and dedication and expertise are repeated time and again. An impressive list of awards is mentioned, including the Ruth Goldman Award, the Elmer Gertz Award for Human Rights, the Don Hubert Public Service Award, the Pax Christi 2013 Teacher of Peace Award, and Loyola University's Damon Award. Statements praising her various professional and personal attributes from her colleagues are common. For example, Her leadership has placed NIJC at the forefront of the struggle to make our courts, our government, the legal community, and the broader society recognize that immigrant rights are human rights, fundamental to our democracy, wrote Chicago lawyer Kalman D. Resnick in his letter nominating Ms. McCarthy for the Elmer Gertz Award. NIJC Associate Director of Legal Services Lisa Coop, who nominated Ms. McCarthy for the Justice John P. Paul Stevens Award, says, "Her dedication and expertise motivates us to find new ways to provide legal services for a growing immigrant population." Put all of these together, and a picture of an internationally recognized lawyer and tireless advocate for human rights quickly emerges. Ms. McCarthy received her Bachelor of Business Administration in Finance from the University of Notre Dame and her Doctor of Law from Loyola University Chicago School of Law. Early in her career, she worked in communities throughout Chile to help safeguard the rights of individuals under a dictatorship. McCarthy then joined the NIJC, one of the nation's preeminent immigrant and human rights advocacy organizations, in 1997. Under her leadership, the NIJC has implemented a unique approach integrating advocacy, impact litigation, direct service, and public education to make it one of the nation's leading human rights organizations. NIJC's contributions to national and international analysis and debate regarding reform of immigration law, policy, and practices are well known throughout the local, national, and international advocacy community. NIJC has litigated at the U.S. Supreme Court, in 11 U.S. Courts of Appeals, and in 17 U.S. District Courts, challenging illegal immigration practices and promoting positive refugee jurisprudence. Over the course of her career, Ms. McCarthy has grown NIJC from a $1 million to an $8 million organization with nearly 90 legal professionals and a network of 1,500 pro bono attorneys who are essential to providing legal counsel to more than 10,000 low-income immigrants, refugees, and asylum seekers each year. NIJC and its pro bono attorneys have been on the vanguard of federal impact litigation and advocacy, setting positive precedents for those seeking human rights protections within our borders. As a recognized immigration law expert, Ms. McCarthy has testified before Congress and at the United Nations and is frequently quoted in major news outlets, including MSNBC, the New York Times, and the Chicago Tribune. An active member of the American Bar Association, she chairs its Commission on Immigration. She's a member of the Chicago Network, the American Immigration Lawyers Association, and the Chicago Bar Association. Ms. McCarthy presented at the Strategic Litigation for Change Conference in Belfast, and in 2017 delivered the Commencement Address at Loyola University of Chicago School of Law. She currently serves as a trustee for the Catholic Theological Union in Chicago. President Amott, in recognition of her commitment to human rights advocacy and her contributions to immigration law and her community, I present Mary Meg McCarthy for the degree of Doctor of Laws.
By the authority of the General Assembly of the State of Illinois, vested in the Board of Trustees of Knox College and by them delegated to me, I hereby confer upon you the degree Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, with all the privileges, honors, and dignities which here and elsewhere pertain to that degree. You done? Trustee Gerald Vovis will present the second candidate for an honorary degree.
President Amott, I am honored to present Michael W. Young, Richard and Jean Fisher Professor and Vice President for Academic Affairs at the Rockefeller University and Nobel Prize-winning geneticist for the degree of Doctor of Science. Michael Young's interest in science, notably genetics, began when he was roughly 8 or 9 years old. While living with his family in Miami, Florida, he was exposed to a wide variety of tropical animals and vegetation. But it was a plant in his neighbor's home that piqued his curiosity. The plant produced white flowers that would only bloom at night. And as he told the journal Medscape, quote, "It just shocked me that you could get these rapid changes and that this was something that a plant could do," end quote. A few years later, his parents gave him a book on Darwin and evolution that contained a description of biological clocks that control the movement of flowers, navigation in birds and insects. His interest in understanding how these clocks, also known as circadian rhythms, worked would pique him again. This childhood curiosity ultimately launched an illustrious scientific career that has produced invaluable knowledge to the understanding of insect, animal, and human behavior. Dr. Young attended the University of Texas at Austin for undergraduate and graduate studies, receiving a bachelor's degree in biology and a doctorate in genetics. While at Texas, he was introduced to Drosophila melanogaster, the common fruit fly, which would become the focus of his genetic research. He then went to Stanford University School of Medicine to complete his postdoctoral studies. In 1978, he joined the faculty at the Rockefeller University, where I first met him. He continues to work as the Richard and Jean Fisher Professor and as Vice President for Academic Affairs. His research findings are built upon more than 3 decades of laboratory work in circadian clocks, which led to the identification of molecular mechanisms that can regulate their circadian rhythm. These findings have implications for human sleep and mood disorders, as well as dysfunctions related to a variety of metabolic diseases. Today, his laboratory studies the actions of these genes in a variety of biological models, with a particular focus on how malfunction of the circadian clock gives rise to certain sleep disorders in humans. Dr. Young, with fellow geneticists Jeffrey C. Hall and Michael Roshbach, was awarded a 2017 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine for his discoveries. In addition to the Nobel Prize, Dr. Young has received numerous awards over the course of his illustrious career, including the Gruber Foundation Neuroscience Prize, the Louisa Gross Horowitz Prize from Columbia University, the Canada Gardner International Award, and the Shaw Prize in Life Science and Medicine. He was elected a member of the National Academy of Sciences and a fellow at the American Academy of Microbiology. He has also served as an investigator for the Howard Hughes Medical Institute and then is head of the Rockefeller Unit of the National Science Foundation Science and Technology Center for Biological Timing. Upon notification of receipt of the Nobel Prize, Dr. Young told the Rockefeller community that the problem he began thinking about 40 years ago was, quote, a hope and a dream, but it has unfolded in a way that couldn't be imagined in the beginning of our work, end quote. Richard P. Lifton, president of the Rockefeller University, also noted that Dr. Young's work, quote, beautifully embodies the power of great basic science to illuminate our understanding of life on this planet, end quote. Now, when basic research science is so vital to the success of our country and the existence of our planet, President Amott, in recognition of his contributions to genetics in his work to illuminate our understanding of life on this planet. I present Michael W. Young for the degree of Doctor of Science.
By the authority delegated to me, I hereby confer upon you the degree Doctor of Science, honoris causa, with all the privileges, honors, and dignities which here and elsewhere pertain to that degree. Professor Carlin Metz will present the third candidate for an honorary degree.
President Amott, I am honored to present Veer Das, India's premier comedian and Knox alumnus, for the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts. In the spring 2014 issue of Knox magazine, Veer Das was featured in the story 18 Under 37, which highlighted 18 young alumni finding professional success. His profile opened like this. Veer Das might not be a household name in the United States, but traveled to India or Southeast Asia, and Veer is not only known as a successful actor, but also a well-known comedian. At the time the story was written, Veer had appeared in nearly a dozen movies and 2 television shows, headlined numerous comedy tours around the world, formed a band called Alien Chutney, and started his own multimedia consulting and production company, Weird Ass Comedy. The magazine profile concluded where it began with one small caveat. Veer Das might not be a household name in the United States yet. Fast forward 4 years and the profile's prediction is well on its way to being realized. In 2017, Veer became the first Indian comedian to star in his own Netflix comedy special, Veer Das, A Broad Understanding, and debuted on late-night American television with 2 appearances on Conan. Variety magazine named him one of the world's top 10 comedians to watch out for that same year. He recently completed an international comedy tour, Boarding Das, with stops in 33 countries on 6 continents, and he will appear in 2 upcoming Bollywood movies. In addition, he is currently working on a comedy series for the streaming network Hulu. Recently landed a starring role on the new ABC's weekly dramedy, Whiskey Cavalier, and will soon start work on 2 additional comedy specials for Netflix. Quote, I feel there's a vacancy for an authentic Indian comic voice, and I want to fill it, end quote, he told Variety. In 1999, Veer Das, as he says, boarded a flight to Knox College, and the wonderful teachers at Knox took an economics major from India and turned him into a theater major and a comedian. And my parents have yet to forgive them. At Knox, Veer was a vibrant presence in the theater department, where he honed both his acting and comedic skills. After graduating in 2002, he studied acting at the Stanislavski School at Harvard University before returning to India to pursue his career in comedy. A 2011 article in the New York Times included Veer among a new set of emerging comedians in India, known for bringing an American style to topics rooted in contemporary Indian culture. Through international tours and appearances, as well as his Netflix special, Veer is now bringing his Indian perspective to countries worldwide. In the opening of A Broad Understanding, he addresses this cultural perspective head-on. I have an Indian accent. I'm not doing a bit. I'm not impersonating a hilarious relative. Today, for the first time in your life, maybe the Indian accent can be a perspective, not a punchline. President Amott, in recognition of his accomplishments as an actor, comedian, musician, and producer, and for his dedication to providing cross-cultural perspectives to audiences worldwide, I present Veer Das for the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts.
By the authority delegated to me, I hereby confer upon you the degree Doctor of Fine Arts, honoris causa, with all the privileges, honors, and dignities which here and elsewhere pertain to that degree.
What's up? This is wrong. I have an iPad because it's windy. I also have an Indian accent, but it's windy enough where I think by the time my words reach you, it might sound American. My parents impressed upon me values that you work hard for what you want in life, that you treat people with respect. I was born in Slovenia, a small, beautiful, and then communist country in Central Europe. I have been with Donald for 18 years, and I've been aware of his love for this country since we first met. Donald loves his country. Yes, Donald thinks big, no room for small thinking, but Donald gets things done. I didn't write that shit. That's Melania Trump, your first lady. I just know, guys, you guys were drinking last night. I wanted to see how awake you were. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Congratulations to the class of 2018. Good morning. It's fine. Everybody does that speech. Thank you, Michelle Obama. Thank you so much for having me here today. This really is an honor. It's good to be back. What a glorious reinforcement of the fact that your faculty, these extraordinarily smart people, can sometimes make drastic and fatal decisions. I do not deserve to be here. I'm too young, not yet. I feel like Knox had its eye on me for a while. They were like, all right, come on, Veer, do some stuff. And then I did a movie and they were like, we like what we see. And then they watched the movie and they were like, okay, we're gonna wait a while. And then Netflix happened and they were like, okay, give it to him quick before he does something shitty again. Give it to him quick. Because it's downhill from here. And I got an email and it said, hello from Knox College. And I instantly wrote back, no, I don't have any money. Which is what I always write when you guys email. And then they informed me that they wanted me to come and do this and that they had no money for me. And I was like, well played, Knox. The prairie finally has some fire. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to tell a personal story now. This is like the foreplay part of the speech. So if you're not from Knox, just skip 5 minutes ahead and we'll be deep within the orgy. I came to Knox in the year 1999. I came here to study economics. Or at least that's what I told the lady at the American Embassy. Somehow, I want to try an apple bong did not seem like a good idea at the time. I'm proud to say before I graduated from Knox, I had accomplished one of those goals. It's kind of funny. I got my knowledge from the theater department and my drugs from the economics department. Just a fact. All right. On my first day of orientation, I joined a group of really diverse students because we all know that Knox College's three major strengths are diversity, inclusion, and coming up with new uses for corn. It's literally half your menu. I'm going to put that down. Like in purple and gold, the gold is corn. We were young, we were healthy, we were excited, and we were happy to be at Knox. 3 months later, there was 9 feet of snow outside. We were 20 pounds heavier, fighting like rabid dogs over bagel pizzas, standing under the one good heater in the gizmo like angry Bolsheviks. And I remember thinking even then that this was better than my old life in Slovenia, a small yet beautiful country in communist Europe. And 14 years later, here we are for your revenge. That's all this is. It's your revenge. Hey, let's hire an adult to write 15 pages and present that shit to us. I thought I was done with this stuff. But I face a dilemma. What do I tell you, you impressionable, incredibly hungover young minds? My parents said give them good advice. And I said no, they don't deserve good advice. They hired me. They are clearly making bad choices. If this goes well, I am enabling their self-destructive behavior. But I'm going to try and give you some good advice just so we can say technically what I delivered today was a graduation speech, okay? So, good advice. Be kind, pay taxes, save a bit, travel a lot, respect your elders, check the stove, don't send people pictures of your junk. Because that will wind up in Russia. Never film yourself doing stuff with your junk because they will force you to run for president. What do I know? What knowledge do I have? I think you are ready for the real world. How do I know? I know how tough this school is. You are, at this moment in your life, the smartest you ever will be. Your brain is sitting currently on the most amount of information it will ever have. The next 20 years will entail you losing and forgetting all of that information. That's all life really is. It's the journey from knowing what's what to asking, what? Old people are dumb as hell. We really are, all right? The people that now hire you, fire you, tell you what to do, all of them, the world knows less than you do right now. You have an upper hand. You have perspectives they cannot have. How do I say this and sound young? You are an intellectual beast. You are savage. Your brain is lit AF. So 5 months from now, when you are getting coffee or filing papers in a beastly manner, like a savage for some old person who makes you look at pictures of their kids and wondering why you majored in Southeast Asian feminist literature, I want you to remember that you have 3 things we do not. You have knowledge, you have promise, and you have cartilage. You already know how to handle this world. You are ready. There. We've technically delivered a commencement speech. We're done. That felt good, didn't it? It felt good. I liked it. Like, it felt like we made love. It did. You know, I had a good time. You thought it would last longer. And it will never happen again. Here's the truth, all right? I'm 38 years old. I'm an actor. I'm a comedian. I'm a clown. I'm a joker. And you already know that, and we don't need to talk about that. Veer Das's career is of no consequence whatsoever. Quotes The Times of India, June 2016. My life experience, what is my life experience? I did a Netflix special. I met Shah Rukh Khan, and I got some tattoos. That's not because I met Shah Rukh Khan. I just like tattoos. If you're American, just Google Shah Rukh Khan. You will learn some stuff about Indian romance. Just do that. He's just a reference I throw in because Indians are watching this on YouTube. When I meaninglessly pander, I go big, ladies and gentlemen. But apart from my first love, I also write jokes. Now, here's how you write a joke. You take a fact, a situation, or a person, and you ask yourself a question. Just any question. What if? How about? Could they? What if? Why don't? And then you add one stupid thing. That's it. That's all a joke is. One stupid thing, you add it, and you have a joke. Now, when you spend your whole life like me looking to write down one stupid thing, you often find yourself doing it. And that's what I came here to talk to you about tonight. Looking for and doing just one stupid thing. Because if you really look around, it's very easy to find. Let's begin with today. This whole ceremony is stupid. It is. It is stupid. We are in the heat dressed like obese silkworms. We are wearing hats that you do not have the facial structure to pull off yet. Right? None of you have jawlines. Most of you won't. Too much corn in your diet. A comedian is standing where Lincoln and Obama and Clinton and most importantly Eva Longoria once stood. At the end of this, I get to call myself Dr. Das, making me the only Indian doctor in the world with zero credibility. I'm stupid. This is stupid. You're stupid. God, you're so stupid. And that's why this is so wonderful. That's my message to you today. Be stupid. Just once, really often. Because when you embrace the stupidity in your life, you really live. The dictionary defines stupidity as a person or situation that showcases a lack of common sense. I submit to you that common sense is overrated. And much worse than that, it's common. Did you like that? I like that. That's like my thug life moment in the speech. I feel like when the YouTube clips come out, it'll be like me saying, it's common. Bow, 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 bow. I'm sorry, you deserve better. I'm sorry. All right. So here's the question. How do you be stupid? By doing what we just did, by taking 20 seconds before you enter a situation to consider what is ridiculous about it and laughing. And letting that courage, because that's all laughter is, it's courage leading you to do one stupid thing. Now I know what you're thinking. Veer, this doesn't sound realistic. But I submit to you that neither is life. Life is not realistic. Life is bold and painful and ecstatic and overwhelming. Why are you trying to cope with that with tepid emotions in your pocket? You're a beast. Be dramatic, be bold, but first be stupid. And start really small. Be stupid in meetings. Most of your life from now on will be spent in meetings. Meetings, guys, are where people pretend to be interested in other people because they're actually interested in things. Take a second before you go into these meetings and think about how ridiculous they are. Then go in there and say the one thing that you are not supposed to say. Best case scenario, you win them over. Worst case scenario, you are fired, jobless, homeless, but still memorable. I promise you, no one remembers the people who agreed with them. If a bald Indian man with spectacles turned around one day and said, hey, we should be an independent country, and everybody around him just went, yeah, all right, he'd just be known as Mohandas. But because people disagreed with him and he had to fight, he's now known as Mahatma Gandhi. Be stupid in love. Get your heart broken. Shoot for way above your league. Say outrageously romantic things. Propose after a week. Go big, go home, probably alone, but do it. The worst thing that could happen is what? You get a reputation as somebody who is mushy or clingy or needy. And as you get older, you'll realize those words actually mean generous and bold and needy. I once wrote down 101 reasons why I loved a girl, and I stood in her garden and yelled them to her window like an angry stalker Romeo. Just, I love the way the brown light hits your eyes. And by point 24, that girl told me she was seeing somebody else. It didn't work out, but I promise you this. Any time in that life, in that girl's life, that she sees a list, be it grocery or to-do, she's going to think, hey, Veer's was bigger. Probably the only situation in her life where she might think that. Send stupid emails. I'm serious. End your emails with things like, yours hungrily. And my favorite, XOXO, $, hash, hash, pound, pound, and that U with the colon above it, that makes it look like you hit your keyboard really angrily, or typed in German, or both. I like to use abbreviations that people can't understand. I end my emails with ha 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 ha, LOM, just to leave people wondering. Laugh out mouth? They'll either love your emails or hate them and show them to everybody, but either way, they will be looking forward to them. Every day, do one stupid thing with your body. Just one, no matter how your body ends up looking. Those are just phases in your life that are dictated by how lonely you are, what magazines you are reading, and whatever the Kardashians are doing. But I'm saying jump for no reason. Dance badly. Never underestimate the power of a pelvic thrust in a public place. Play with your body. Play with your body. It will save your heart when you are losing your mind. I swear to God, once a week I come out of the shower with nothing but a towel on, and I make direct eye contact with my wife and I say, yes, I am. And then I drop the towel and sing, born free as the wind blows. And then I prance around the room naked like a lion in Africa. I'm 5'8", I have no muscles, my body looks like it was designed in IKEA. But if my wife ever finds herself in the presence of another naked man, hey, he may be the flavor of the month, but I'm the king of the jungle, baby. You think old people regret the push-ups they didn't do, the keto they didn't follow? No, they regret the puddles they didn't jump in, the lifts they didn't fart in, the trees they didn't fall out of, the beds they didn't dive into. There's wisdom in your mind and truth in your heart, but God, there's beats in your ass and fun in your crotch and magic in your hands. I say find it every day. Be stupid in failure and in success. On the day you lose all of your money, buy yourself an expensive glass of champagne. On the day you become a millionaire, go out and have a 79-cent cheeseburger. Show yourself and the universe that this moment does not own you, you own this moment. Be stupid in friendship. Your friendships are going to change at 4 p.m. today. You're going to lose people that you are completely yourselves with and run into this world of adults. These adults that you will talk about paying bills and having kids with. But I say to you, you need to retain these people who you talk about splitting bills and making kids with. Never outgrow these people. Keep them in your life. Do what it takes. Show up at 4 a.m., beat up the douchebag boyfriend, open up your couch. Even though everybody tells you to outgrow them, don't, because outgrowing them means growing up, and what's the fun in that? Some of my best friends, we don't meet each other more than once a year, but there's not a thing I wouldn't do, a flight I wouldn't take if I got that phone call. I met them here at this college. They are sitting over there. We smoked cigarettes over there for 4 years, and we will be at Cherry Street later tonight. We have no money. Buy some old people a drink, please. Be a stupid person in the bedroom. I'm not saying put yourself at risk, but once you're in the bedroom, if you're not laughing, that's just not good sex. And if you're laughing too much, or just one of you is laughing, also not good sex. My personal strategy, don't worry about performing, worry about amusing. Tell a joke, ask a question, try something new. Apologize when it doesn't happen. Admit that you were trying something, tell a joke, ask a question, repeat. Be stupid in sickness. Write your will and testament when you have the common cold. Be dramatic about that shit. You might learn something about yourself, like who you actually want at your bedside when that moment comes. Most of you, God willing, are going to have long and healthy lives. But when your body starts to fail you, be stupid so the people around you suffer less. My grandfather was the greatest man I ever met. On his 90th birthday, when his entire family gathered around to pay tribute to him, 300, 400 of us. In the middle of the third speech, my grandfather looked at me and went, shut it down. He wasn't pissed off. There was an ice cream station 200 meters to his right. He picked a vanilla ice cream over the celebration of his own legacy. Now that's a goddamn legacy. Be stupid in your grief. You're going to lose people, and you do them a huge disservice if you don't laugh at them when they are gone. Be stupid in arguments. You know, you're going to argue with people about remote controls and about home delivery and what to name your children. Sidebar, if you name your children after fruits or location, that is child abuse. Please stop. But in those arguments, you will say many, many things that you regret. And hopefully, if you throw one stupid thing in there, if you're lucky, that's all you will remember about that argument. When my wife yells at me, I like to sing songs. That's what I do in fights. She's yelling, I'm like, let it go, let it go. It was way before we met. And in those moments, my wife looks at me like Ma Anand Sheila looks at people from Oregon. But I don't care, because in that moment, I'm doing a violin solo and I need some time. Speaking of which, always have music in your ears. You're the star of your own movie. Please pick the soundtrack. And if your soundtrack doesn't include one stupid, uncool song that makes you feel awesome, you are not having enough fun. For me, Are You Gonna Be My Girl by Jet and Firework by Katy Perry. I do not know what is or why it shoots across the sky, but it makes me feel awesome. Be stupid with your politics, because your politics are already undoing you in that department. Whether you are red, white, blue, right or left, you know more about politics than any generation before you. The question is, can you do more? How much a leader sticks around is no longer a testament to his abilities, it is a testament to your tolerance. That's how long a leader stays. So how much can you take, and what are you willing to do? Are you stupid enough to take the day off to join the march? Empty your account for the underdog candidate. Stand not with, not alongside, but in front of somebody who is not your kind because they happen to be in danger. Be stupid with your social media, because I have to tell you that validation isn't real. Be careful. You don't have to broadcast fantastic lives that you aren't actually living. What people think about you is none of your business. Don't pollute your moments with other people's opinions. Think about this moment that you're in right now. The sun is in your face, you are hungover, there is sweat dripping into your ass crack, you are trying to decipher what the Indian accent is saying. This is a real moment. Do you really need the thumbs up on Facebook to make you think that this moment happened? I'm not saying don't tweet, don't Instagram, don't Facebook. I'm just saying when you do it without a filter, with a funny face, and never, ever, ever read the comments. Never read the comments. Okay, when you are reading the comments, please do not reply to the comments. Okay? When you are replying to the comments, please do not be condescending and defend yourself. Do not feed the troll. That's all I have to say. When you are feeding the troll, what I like to do is agree with the troll right up top and then disagree with them and drop the mic. It confuses them. What I like to go is, yes, I know my face looks tired and haggard. I woke up fresh in the morning, but then I read your bio twice. Boom. Yes, I know I've put on a little weight. It's all that money I've been making. You'll find out someday. # the struggle is real. Or yes, I know my last movie flopped, much like your mom did. Never mind. All right. Be stupid with your money, please. You're going to lose it all anyway. Governments change, businesses die, economies crash, that's life. But if you want that one thing for yourself, that one stupid thing, that bedazzled Tesla, that monogrammed pit bull, that antique 1923 iPhone, I think you should have it. I spent my whole life not spending my money. My bankers used to come to me every day and they were like, Mr. Das, you have all this money. You need to make your money work for you. So you need to circulate all of your money. And I was like, no. Because this money was circulating before it was mine. Do you know how many dick jokes I had to write to stop this money from circulating? And I still lost all of my money. What's the worst that could happen? You lose your cash, you go broke, and you end up feeling like you do right now? You look pretty happy to me, and you guys are financially screwed right now. You are bankrupt. You gave this college $200,000. They didn't even give you a tent, ladies and gentlemen. All right? So spend on that one stupid thing for yourself, except Bitcoin, because that shit isn't real. Be stupid with your ambition. Sure, you want to be a billionaire, CEO, bottle service, but is there one stupid thing that you want to do? Do you want to learn to roll sushi, do Krav Maga, be a jazz drummer? You are never too old to learn a skill or a hobby. You are just too old to be good at it. But I promise you, if you take up one of these stupid things, you would work harder and be much more fulfilled by it. Taking the escalator to the higher office is very, very easy. But playing the intro to Stairway to Heaven, that shit is hard. I don't have kids, but I say be stupid with family. Nobody has perfect childhoods, remember that, including the kids you're about to have. So forgive your parents, love your parents, and do one stupid thing with your parents. One more. When you are done teaching them what Alexa is and paying the bills and putting their teeth by the table, do one more stupid thing. Hit the strip club, smoke a joint, play gin, drink gin, whatever you like. But do it. In my house, we drink tea. We have many cups of tea because more tea means more conversation. We have 3, 4, 5 cups in a row, and then we tell each other it's getting late, and we go to sleep and can't sleep because we're too caffeinated. Then we wake up in the morning and drink more tea because of how sleepy we are. That's my house, just wide-eyed, clockwork orange, Pico, Darjeeling drinkers with jittery arms and like shaky conversation. My house is a crack house with great conversation. Everybody will tell you that you can't choose your family. That's bullshit. You can't pick your family, but you can choose them every single day. Or at the very least, you can choose another cup of tea. The final thing I'll tell you is if you're an artist, be stupid in your art. You must. Where did I learn to do that? Here, at Knox College. I had never written a joke before in my life. It was 2 a.m., I was in Seymour Library, writing a paper for Roy Anderson's class, and something happened. I decided I was going to be a comedian. I printed 100 posters using the copy code from the Career Center. Thank you, Terry. For a show called Brown Men Can't Hump. It's not offensive. We have 1.3 billion people. Clearly somebody's humping, all right? But at 2 a.m., I plastered Seymour and the other buildings with those posters. I hadn't written one joke yet, but the poster was up, which meant I had to come through. I gave myself a month and a half, and I wrote 90 minutes of what barely qualified as jokes, and the first time I ever did stand-up was at Kresge over there for 500 of my friends, and from that day onwards, I was a comedian. Because of one stupid thing. A poster at 2 a.m. A stupid thing. A poster that was the answer to the question, hey, what if there was a brown George Carlin? And at the end of my routine, there wasn't. And there never will be. It's been 16 years. 16 years later, this college asked me to come back here and stand where Lincoln and so many qualified people stood. I don't know. Maybe I'm your one stupid thing. So I want to thank you for this honor. I'd like to thank Ivan Davidson and Liz Metz and Bob Whitlatch for changing my life in a real, tangible way. It's time for me to go home now, to my home in Slovenia, a beautiful country in once communist Europe. So before I leave you today, I say, be stupid. Just once, often, unapologetically, and deliberately. What's the worst thing that could happen? Somebody will call you stupid. Somebody will tell you that your whole life is a joke. I'm saying you should be that somebody. I'm saying you should own it. And on the day when your life flashes before your eyes, be it on your deathbed or just creepily every day on Instagram, you'll be laughing. And laughter is courage. That's all I know how to tell you. I have no wisdom. I'm a comedian. I just want to see you laugh some more. Congratulations to the graduating class of 2018. My name is Veer Das. All the best. Have a wonderful future, guys.
So the one stupid thing I've done is have to get up after that. Professor Chuck Schultz will present the Faculty Achievement Award.
I find myself challenged to present one stupid joke. To all of you humanities majors, social science majors, we're pleased to give you one last exhibition of applied hydrodynamics today. The Faculty Achievement Award is given annually to a faculty member nominated by his or her peers and selected by the Faculty Personnel Committee. The award is for distinguished achievement in research, teaching, and/or service to the college. It's my privilege to announce the 2018 winner of the Knox College Faculty Achievement Award, Professor Fred Hord. Fred Hord is being recognized today for his extraordinary career accomplishments in teaching, academic research and writing, artistic production, and service to the college and other communities. Fred has been a professor at Knox College for 30 years, and during this time he has been a pioneering leader on campus in the local Galesburg community and at the national level. Time constraints prevent me from giving a complete recitation of Professor Hord's accomplishments, but I will provide a brief overview. When Fred Hord arrived on the Knox campus in 1988, he was given the daunting mandate of creating and running a Black Studies program where none had existed before. Since that time, Fred has succeeded in establishing the foundational Africana Studies curriculum, working with other faculty and programs to create some of the first interdisciplinary courses at Knox, and recruiting other faculty of color in order to diversify the curriculum and mentor students from all backgrounds and cultures. Professor Hord's success at Knox has gained notice in larger circles. He has served on the executive board of the National Council for Black Studies and has long been in demand as a consultant for ethnic and Africana studies programs across the country, including the University of Iowa, the University of Maryland, and Lake Forest College. Fred Hord's accomplishments as chair of the Africana Studies are even more remarkable when one considers his prolific record of publication. Early in his career, Fred established himself as an important literary theorist with his book, Reconstructing Memory, Black Literary Criticism, published in 1991. Several years later, he expanded his expertise into the field of philosophy, co-editing with Jonathan Lee, I Am Because We Are, a Black Philosophy Reader, published in 1995 and now in its second edition. With his forthcoming book, The Reluctant Emancipator, an anthology of African Americans' perspectives on Abraham Lincoln, Fred will enter the field of history and biography. He has served on the editorial boards of important academic journals, including the International Journal of Africana Studies, Collegiate Press, and the Journal of Black Studies, among others. As if all this were not enough, Fred is also known as a prolific writer and performer of poetry. In the Knox community, we're familiar with Professor Hord's work through his regular on-campus readings, but the larger world knows Fred through the poems he has published in refereed journals over the last 40 years, and through his 2013 collection entitled Into Africa, Being Black, New and Selected Poems. At Knox College, we pride ourselves on the dedication of our students and alumni to service for community and for humanity. It is perhaps in this area that Fred is best known on campus. As a mentor and longtime advisor to individual students and to student organizations like ABLE, Harambe, and various Greek organizations, Fred Hord has left his mark both inside and outside the classroom. In the Galesburg community, Fred has served as consultant for the school system and helped establish and lead community organizations such as African American Support Group. Fred is a nationally recognized expert on cultural centers, organizations within colleges and universities that promote academic achievement and retention of underrepresented students. As the founder, president, and executive director of the Association of Black Culture Centers, Fred has coordinated and helped develop scores of culture centers around the country. He has edited 2 books on the subject, Black Culture Centers, The Politics of Survival and Identity, 2005, and Black and Multicultural Centers, Afrocentric Perspectives, Student Retention, and Authentic Integration, 2015, that have served as blueprints for other campuses. In short, Fred's career stands as a testament to the best values of Knox College and to the potential of academic accomplishment with purpose. I am greatly pleased and honored to congratulate our friend and colleague, Fred Hord, the 2018 Faculty Achievement Award winner.
Briefly, this may be stupid too, but I think not. We have been reminded loudly, sometimes quietly, by the wind that one is not one. Neither is one winning. Our belief in the sanctity of the individual self, separate from everything else, I think at best is a convincing illusion. You students have given me hope, especially when I see collective leadership among you, as I've seen Harambe, as I've seen in Abel. It is the way to do things. It is, we are because we are. Thank you for this honor, but this honor belongs to all of us. I wish you the best as you run the world for the next 50, 60, 70 years. Thank you.
Each year, the graduating class selects one of its members to represent them on this important day by delivering the senior class speech. As is typical of a Knox education, the selection process is rigorous and challenging. Candidates prepare a draft of their speech, which is then shared with the entire senior class. And, as is also typical of Knox, a democratic process of selection ensues. The speaker receiving the largest number of votes is chosen. This year's speaker is Jaime Alejandro Contreras from Las Cruces, New Mexico. A trio student, he majored in economics and minored in business management as well as Spanish. As part of his educational experience, Jaime had the opportunity to run his own small painting business with the backing of a large corporation through an internship with College Works Painting. A member of Beta Theta Pi fraternity, had to wait for that. Jaime has been very active at Knox. He served as co-president of the First Generation Students Club and as public relations chair for Blessings in a Backpack. As a student employee, Jaime worked on campus as a student visit ambassador for the Office of Admission. To begin his professional life after Knox, Jaime has accepted a full-time position as a colony development coordinator with the Beta Theta Pi National Organization. It's my pleasure to introduce this year's senior class speaker, Jaime Contreras.
Hello, everybody. I wanted to open up with a joke, but as you could guess, I am in no competition to do so. So, class of 2018. Now that we have reached this long-anticipated event, I know that you all are as excited as I am. After 4 years of juggling our academics, social life, and sleep whenever we could fit it in, we finally get to have our moment to reflect on the outstanding achievement we are about to recognize. 4 years ago, we left our homes in search of experiences and memories that would last a lifetime. We traveled to the small college town in the middle of endless cornfields to expand our horizons and challenge ourselves as individuals. What was once a strange new community has become a second home, where we grew into who we are today. In celebration of our accomplishment, I hope to leave you with some parting words for you to carry as you step off this campus to change the world. While we all come from different backgrounds and stories, the diversity we have at Knox our individual versions of the American dream, and the people who came before and after you are just a few factors that have gotten each one of us to where we stand today, surrounded by our friends and family at the end of our undergraduate careers. From the moment we arrived at Knox College, we were expected to meet as many new people of different backgrounds as we could. During orientation, President Amott spoke to us of the importance of learning from one another. She told us we were joining a community diverse in ethnicity, nationality, ideology, and experience. In that speech, she made one of the most profound remarks I've ever heard. You learn the most from the people least like you. At Knox, we were fortunate to learn alongside people from all walks of life. Before my time at Knox, I never imagined that I would have the opportunity to learn the perspectives of people from the Philippines, Ghana, Pakistan, Taiwan, India, and many other countries. We were fortunate to have such a wide range of perspectives and ideas here at Knox. Through discussions in the classroom and the residence halls, we expanded our views on the world around us. We have had our beliefs challenged, our ignorances enlightened, and our egos checked at the door. Through interactions with one another, we have developed a mutual respect for each other that is not commonplace in the world today. Fear and hatred are symptoms of ignorance, meaning if you do not understand something, you are more likely to be afraid of it. Do all that you can to continue this mutual understanding as you leave this place, and challenge those around you to follow suit. Embrace what makes us different. It simply means we have an endless amount of lessons and perspectives for one another. As a second-generation Mexican-American and a first-generation college graduate, I feel as though I am living my own dream while helping my parents and grandparents in fulfilling their American dream. In the 1950s, both of my grandfathers came to the United States as part of the Bracero program, which was a joint effort between the U.S. and Mexican government to feed the United States due to a shortage of farm workers. They came to the United States in search of a better life for their posterity. Excruciatingly hard labor was the ticket into a country where anything was possible, and my grandparents paid that price so I could walk across the stage today. However, I know I'm not the only one here today who has had the people before them sacrifice a great deal so they get this opportunity. In our own way, we have done the same here today. Countless hours of schoolwork, fulfilling obligations, and persevering to the end has brought you to this chapter in your life. I understand that there may be some of you out there that feel that the American dream may be dead or unapplicable to you in some way or another. But we all have benefited from our education we have received here and have gained the tools needed to open doors to a better life in one way or another. Maybe the American dream exists, but not in the way we were taught. Perhaps the American dream simply acts as a beacon of hope for everyone to continue to maximize their potential through their efforts and the help of the people around them. Understanding the purpose of hard work, overcoming obstacles, and adding to the fiber of society by pushing for change for future generations. Each and every one of us stands on the shoulders of those who came before us, and they stand on the shoulders of those who came before them. The foundations that our families established provided us the opportunity to reach this great achievement. Look around at the people who are here to support you. Through their love and support, you have completed this monumental milestone. And for those of you that might not have had that support throughout your time here, I challenge you to think again. You're surrounded by faculty and staff who are determined to help you make it here today. The friendships you made here were enough to push you past your obstacles and make it to this stage today. The friends we made here who have gone before us served as motivation and guidance for us in our college years. After you leave Knox with your diplomas in hand, I have no doubt that you will go into the world and make it a better place. I only ask that when you get to where you want to be, that you turn around and help those that are following behind you. Our actions and choices will affect those that come after us. For some of us, that will include families. For others, that will include the individuals that we inspire. Throughout our time here at Knox, we have challenged ourselves to push for progress and positive changes in the world around us. Some of you have participated in political demonstrations, and your passions have pushed our leaders to change the way that they handle their business. Knox students are frequently engaged with within the Galesburg community. Organizations such as Blessings in a Backpack, APO, Habitat for Humanity, and many more help those around us, and bring us closer together. You are building a better future for those who will follow. There's one poem that I heard my freshman year that inspired me to pursue a brighter future for those that follow. I hope you can all take away the message that has helped inspire me every time that I had convinced myself that I couldn't make it here today. It's called The Bridge Builder. An old man going a lone highway came in the evening, cold and gray, to a chasm vast, both deep and wide. The old man crossed in the twilight dim. The swollen stream was as naught to him, but he stopped when safe on the farther side and built a bridge to span the tide. Old man, said a fellow pilgrim near, you are wasting your strength and labor here. Your journey will end with a closing day. You never again will pass this way. You've crossed the chasm deep and wide. Why build you this bridge at eventide? The laborer lifted his old gray head. Good friend, in the path I have come, he said, there followeth after me today a youth whose feet must pass this way. This chasm which has been naught to me, to that young man may a pitfall be. He too must cross in the twilight dim. Good friend, I am building this bridge for him. I encourage you all to be proud of your accomplishments you have made during your time here at Knox. I challenge you all to be bridge builders so you can continue to pave the roads that those before you established for the people who will follow after you. Now that you have reached the end of your undergraduate career, whatever path you decide to take, I hope you will forever remember the footprints you will leave as you depart Knox. Reminisce on the memories you made here, and never forget the importance of diversity, the dreams we are pursuing to honor those who came before us, getting to graduation day, and moving forward to continue making an impact on the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Dean Schneider will now present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts.
President Amott, I have the honor to present to you the members of the class of 2018 who have completed the requirements of the degree of Bachelor of Arts, who have been recommended to you by the faculty. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts please rise and remain standing?
Graduates of the college, you have successfully completed the course of study prescribed by the faculty and by the authority of the General Assembly of the State of Illinois, vested in the Board of Trustees of Knox College, and by them delegated to me. I hereby confer upon you the degree Bachelor of Arts with all the privileges, honors, and dignities which here and elsewhere pertain to that degree.
As the candidates present themselves for their diplomas, I will cite those who are graduating with honors and will ask that the audience please refrain from applause until all of the graduates have received their diplomas. You may be seated. Are we ready? We have our first degree in. You've got it already. Jonah Samuel Edelman Cabral. Oh, they're not ready. They're not ready. Hold on. Let me try that again then. Jonah Samuel Edelman Cabral. Catherine Louise Alex, magna cum laude. Caroline Marie Amendola Bai, cum laude. Bernard Harry Anderson. Michael Dean Anderson. Elena Mercedes Angera Bosch. Marissa Jaylene Erez. Abina Serwa Atwima. Lindsay Christine Axel. Logan Shane Ayers, magna cum laude. Cassandra Wallace Bacher, cum laude. Nathaniel Ross Bamberg Johnson. Neil Banerjee, magna cum laude and honors in political science. Jonathan Jeffrey Banham. Taharka Ursa Ma'atra Baraka. Ren Elizabeth Christ Barkey, cum laude. Bridget B. Barnum, magna cum laude. Rihanna Claire Beachy Hasnick, cum laude. Alexis Yvonne Bell, magna cum laude. Greta Rose Berger, cum laude. Alexandra Epke Bird. Noel Zacharias Blakey. Shasta Carlene McKinley Borman. Maria Jose Bonilla Hernandez. Lakota Gabrielle Bowen, summa cum laude. Lara Elissa Braverman. Marguerite Kayla May Brick, cum laude. Dana Margaret Brown. Dante D'Angelo Brown. Kayla Nicole Brown. Diamond A. Bruce. Emily Ann Burns. Nadine Elizabeth Sakia Burrows, summa cum laude. Kathleen A. Burton. Alexandra Virginia Byerly, magna cum laude. Karen Olivia Armandaris. Harry Hughes Carpenter. Zachary Adam Chinnock. Sorry. Ian Uan Chen. Shayanin Shinavinikun. Mariam Chirdalele. Carolyn Highland Clark. Claire Cecil Cody, summa cum laude and winner of the John C. Weigel Prize. Christopher William Colburn. Brady Joseph Komanduli. Bevan Anya Conlon. Alexandra Christine Connors. Joseph Adam Connors, magna cum laude. Jaime Alejandro Contreras. Miranda Alice Corbett, cum laude. Willa M. Sofel, cum laude. Miranda Elise Curtis. Kendall Mitchell Davidson. Adam Thomas Davis, magna cum laude. Alexander Roseboro Davis. Larisha Dakal. Danielle Louise Diaz. Paulina Ashley Dixon. Michael Alexander Dobin, cum laude. Haley Alyssa Doman. Lucy Ray Sontag Dorn. Albin Ajay Dua. Samantha Grace Duffy, magna cum laude. Tyree Dukes. James Michael Egan. Callie Ray Ellis, cum laude. William George Ely, Jr. Will Thomas Ensign Church. Kai Edward Varnes Epstein. Catherine Sarah Everett. Jackson Heath Faulkner. Mary Nicole Froming. Summer Kazue Fuji. Beaumont William Gable. Brock Allen Gable. Angelica Gomez. Jael Lynette Gant, Honors in Interdisciplinary Studies. Karina Garcia. Molly Elizabeth Garton. Jamie Kennedy Gavin. Alice Louise Gerfin, cum laude. Atithia Guy. Iman Ghosh. Griffin Mark Gibson. Sophia Erin Gillespie, magna cum laude. Ayana Lauren Godsell. Caitlin Jade Godsell. Elise Ann Goitia, cum laude. Mariposa Gallery, magna cum laude. Jennifer Gonzalez. Felipe Pereira Grasky. Rosemary Joan Griffin. Taylor Grims. Caleb Zachary Gomenow. Avantika Gupta, cum laude. Kylie Grace Guthels. Cassandra Gutierrez. Marial Francis Guzman. Oops. Su Min Ha. Jack Spencer Harmon. Jessica Elizabeth Heim. Sierra Lynn Henry, cum laude. Benjamin Hearing. Caroline Margaret Hickey, cum laude. Cody Alexander Hip. Martwain Waymon Holmes. Ruth Josine Holmes. Henry Nathan Horwitz. Benjamin Lee Hostow. Katerina Elizabeth Ignacek, cum laude. Marie Amy Iradakunda, cum laude and honors in chemistry. Alessandro Izoardi. Aaron Ray Jackson. Maisha L. Jackson. Andrew James Jacobs. Thomas Zachary Janzer. Zoe Schmid Jenner, cum laude. Yesol Jung. Andrea Ray Jendrasek, magna cum laude and honors in creative writing. Mizuki Kaneta, cum laude. Shresha Karmacharya. Rebecca Julia Katz, magna cum laude and honors in chemistry. Angelina Kalamendik, sorry. Samir Kawaja. Yumin Kim. Joya Kitoko. Caitlin Taylor Knighton. Jessica Olivia Kozar, magna cum laude. Kristen M. Kovickas. Madeline Rose Lag, magna cum laude. Mara Peters Lane, summa cum laude, honors in art, history, and music. Frances Clara Larson, cum laude. Hannah Lee. Haley Page Leinert. Amy Elizabeth Lintz, cum laude. Hannah Ariella Levine. David Harrison Levy. Dean Jeffrey Lewis II. Regina Marie, likewise cum laude. Maureen Estelle Linke, cum laude. Emma Weatherby Lipson. Jasmine T. Latrice. Xingyu Liu. Joseph Wei An Lo, magna cum laude. Sarah Avery Lowe, cum laude. Xinyue Vila Lu. Luo Ming. Elena Maria Lusk, magna cum laude. Carmen Christine Luthi, cum laude. Christina Se Lu. Karen Elizabeth Lynch. Emily Rose Madden, cum laude. Patrick Charles Martin. Karina Martinez. Shri Karan Masabutala. Stephen McAllister. Matthew David McCaffrey, magna cum laude. Bridget Kathleen McCarthy, summa cum laude. Paige Diane McDaniel, cum laude. Annalise McDermott. Brianna McGee. Carla Leticia Medina Alamar. Siana Alante Mori Meeks. Eric Zachary Laird Metalski, magna cum laude. Carly Anna Miller, cum laude. Delaney Julia Miller. Jessica Lynn Miller. Jacqueline Nicole Milligan, magna cum laude. Theodore Kane Mills. Swapnil Mishra. Megan Elizabeth Moan, cum laude. Megan Patricia Malloy, cum laude. Julia Hunter Monchin, magna cum laude. Daniel Shotaro Nakaji, Monier. Elizabeth Jean Mora. Fabiana Moreno, cum laude. Tanaya Brilliance Morker Brown, summa cum laude. Jack Rose Morris, cum laude. John Paul George Moselle. Aidan G. Murphy, summa cum laude, and honors in creative writing and theater. Lawrence Theodore Murray II, cum laude. Bailey Sophia Musselman. Jaime Huai Nguyen, cum laude. Kosuke Nishitani. Maya Sierra Noble, cum laude. Nicholas Alois Nuri, summa cum laude, and honors in English, and winner of the E. Inman Fox Prize. Angie Olivas. Maria Matilda Ortega Cruz. Adriana Ortiz. Utsa Pandey. Molly Rachel Parker, cum laude. Brandon Alexander Perez. Daniel Perez. Joanna Lise Perez. Tatiana Concepcion Perez. Jessica Nicole Peterson. Min Duk Pham, cum laude. Ginger Lynn Phelps, cum laude. Tamia Mache Pfeiffer. David G. Pittman. Magdiel Ponce, magna cum laude. Michelangelo Mancini Pori, cum laude. Kelsey Marie Poss, honors in biology. Jaleesa Danielle Powell. Marco Protich. Jordan Alexander Kortermas. Noah Robert Keelanton. Kiara Alejandra Quinones. Brady Allen Rabb. Sean Bertram Ramsey. Kedja Yan. Brendan Alexander Reeves. Oops, and a hat. Tigist Regasa. Mohammed Munib Rahman, summa cum laude and honors in biochemistry. Michael Maran Resch. Julia Blair Reynolds. Benjamin Roy Rezko. Libby Lee Richmond, cum laude. Hannah Lee Jemay Robinson. Jerry Elizabeth Rosenblum, cum laude. Maria Anastasia Rusinellis, sorry, cum laude. Theodore William Ruffins with honors in neuroscience. America Salgado. Alana Marguerite Sanchez. Lucas Correa Nardelli Sanchez, cum laude. Paul William Sanders. Genesis Santana. Cynthia Saravia Bozaberry. Elizabeth Claire Schmidt, summa cum laude and honors in earth science and biology. Emily Louise Schoonover. Lindsay Siobhan Scott. Rishav Sharma. Eunice Margaret Scheck, summa cum laude. We got messed up. My apologies. Dominique Sierra Scott. Rishav Sharma. Eunice Margaret Scheck, summa cum laude. Yun Woo Shin. Jared Benjamin Showalter, magna cum laude. Miranda Lynn Segrist. Madeline Marjorie Sims, magna cum laude. Joseph Anthony Sinclair. Brian Edward Sipple. Kevin Andrew Slayton. Nathan Lane Smelker. Melissa Perry Smith. Salvador Junior Solis. Donye Somerville Mills. Katerina Cucha Maria Sosa, cum laude. Lauren Judith Sparks, cum laude. Lillian Catherine Strankowski. Zoya Iharevna Stepanenko. Alyssa Marie Stepanian. Eric William Stevens, cum laude. Emily Ann Stevenson. Deanna Keiko Stout, magna cum laude. Fletcher W. Suma, cum laude. Sophia Takaloglu, honors in economics. Sydney A. Talbot. Sam Nevin Nguyen Tatum, magna cum laude. Stephanie Ten Kate. Carlton Gongping Dao. DeMarcus Dwayne Thompson Jr. Malika Thompson. Nola Ruth Thompson. Sumitra Torat, honors in anthropology and sociology. Zoe Myraid Tilmeidinger. Alexis Samara Tony. Esther Amanda Trujillo. Jamila Tueros. Ganesh Babu Upalapu. Joel J. Varghese. Andrea Maisa Volpe. Mark Paul Voorhees. Siddharth Wanagasinghe. August Stephen Ward. Carolyn Marie Ware, summa cum laude. Gordon Davidson Watt. Monica Teagan Weller, magna cum laude and honors in political science. Brian Azel White. Max W. Wearsome. Kazir Jaquel Wilson, cum laude. Yuki Florence Whitmer. Naja Janae Woods, cum laude. James Jean Woolley. Trent Richard Wooten. Lingjer Shi, cum laude. Michelle Ama Yaboa. Zahir Zahid. And Brittany Teresa Zerwick.
Class of 2018, congratulations to you, your families, and your friends. It has been an intense 4 years. You have encountered disappointment, maybe even despair, and most certainly exhaustion. But you have also succeeded beyond your wildest dreams. You have fallen in love with people, with places, with ideas, with causes, maybe not with wind. You have spoken out with passion in defense of your core values of justice, dignity, equity, and sustainability. As your senior class speaker has noted, you have changed each other, you have changed the college, and now you go out to make the world a better place. As the great Galesburg poet Carl Sandburg observed nearly 80 years ago in this very place, we have hope and faith in you. Speaking outside Old Main, Carl Sandburg said, and I quote, "What young people want and dream across the next 100 years will shape history more than any other motivation to be named." Class of 2018, your hopes and dreams will shape history more than any other motivation that we know. And I have hope and faith in you that you will indeed do so, that you will take up the many challenges of global citizenship to heal a troubled planet, to bring home the millions displaced and imprisoned by climate change, violence, and persecution, to address the root causes of group hatreds. So I ask you, class of 2018, to honor the sacrifice of your families, the dedication of our faculty and our staff, and follow the example of this year's honorary degree recipients. Like Veer Das, laugh fearlessly, live in brave spaces. Like Michael Young, ask hard questions and discover new answers. Like Mary Meg McCarthy, seek justice for all. Class of 2018, the care of this historic college now passes into your hands. Come back and visit whenever you can. Your alma mater will be here to welcome you home. Congratulations.
May you live in interesting times. This Chinese saying, widely cited by American politicians, journalists, television commentators, and certainly more than one commencement speaker, is quoted sometimes in instances as words of parting, in others as words of insult, and in others as words of just plain snark. It is often referenced in times of strife or discord to ask the ancients to soothe our weariness with our complicated modern world. The saying does have the notable flaw of not being a Chinese saying at all. Chinese speakers don't say it, except perhaps in a moment of cleverness. But this fake ancient wit has had staying power because it flatters the cynicism of our age. It grants us the chance to be absolved of our exasperation rather than be owners of it. Let us reflect instead on actual Chinese sayings. The superior person raises others up. The inferior person drags them down. The inferior person dwells on profits. The superior person pursues virtue. The superior person is ashamed when one's words exceeds one's deeds. The inferior person lays the blame on others. These words, attributed to the ancient sage that we in the English-speaking world know as Confucius, were targeted precisely at those in positions of leadership. He knew his comments would be no more popular among the powerful, wealthy, and educated when he uttered them than they would be 2,500 years ago than they would be today. He nonetheless refused to cede the public square to the vicious, the voracious, the partisan, and the narrow-minded, even though his stance left him in a position of regular unemployment. Hoping to actualize Confucius's philosophy in the world, a student went to him and inquired, "So does this mean a superior person should respond to outrage with virtuous behavior?" The old sage responded, "No. If you respond to outrage with virtue, then how will you treat those who are virtuous? Respond to outrage with moral resolve, then you can respond to virtuous behavior with virtuous behavior." Confucius, in this way, challenged those who are educated to not merely react to the world around them, to simply meet outrage with more outrage, or meet snark with more snark. Instead, he argued, we must find the moral courage to act in a way that constructs the world we want to live in, rather than accept the world others would compel us to live in. Therefore, meet social failings with compassion and find solutions among those seeking solutions. Meet injustice with moral resolve, then you can support justice with justice. And meet falsehood with knowledge, then you can celebrate truth with truth. Veritas.
People out with the benediction, and the wind is ushering us out first. Man. Okay.